Hello everyone, I am Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Geneforge 3. Well, we found Master Hoge and he is definitely working with Latalia and the rebels. Doing, well, what they can to cause a lot of trouble here. We've just about made it to San Rue, and in fact that's where we're going to go next. We'll talk to this shaper who's in charge there. Dwaynia. Hopefully we'll find some way to end this uprising of the gatherers with minimal problems. Oh well, on we go! You enter the village of San Rue, the largest and only town on Harmony Isle. It is a group of damp and moldy wooden buildings huddled together for warmth. The people here wear thick clothes and heavy boots, just the thing for these swampy lands. Unlike other towns you have visited, the people here don't regard the appearance of a shaper as anything unusual. You soon realize why. There are clear signs that a shaper already lives here. The perimeters of the town are watched by turrets, powerful varieties. They have smooth, shiny skin. They must have been recently created. There are also creation tracks everywhere, heavy varieties like battle alphas and glachs. San Rue is clearly well defended. None of the rogues you have seen so far are capable of assaulting a town with these sort of defenses. However, you don't see any signs of preparations to retake the island from the rogues. Perhaps the shaper in charge can explain more of what is happening. That is curious. We'll look around before we go into any of the buildings. First we'll take a look around the town, see what we can see, who we can see, and all that, and then we'll go in to the various buildings. And out this west area is Gatherer Camp. Well, back to San Rue. Alright then, back to this. Down this way. Doobie-doobie-doo. And there's the south edge of the area. Of course, makes sense. There's a heavy wooden door in the rear of San Rue's shaping hall. It is held shut by a heavy steel padlock, and the padlock has been reinforced by magical runes of bonding. Shapers are notoriously secretive about their research and experiments. You might be able to get through this door without the key, but it will take considerable skill. Perhaps someone in town knows where a key might be found. Why would we need a key to that? It's his property. It's his secret area. Why would we want to go in? Oh well. San Rue has 2 docks where supplies can be brought in and herbs shipped out. Crops can't go properly in the marshy soil, so most of San Rue's food needs to be shipped in. Unsurprisingly, there are no boats in port at the moment. All the sailors must have fled as soon as they heard rumors of the quarantine. So why the hell couldn't we dock here? There's docks here. Why couldn't we... Oh, there's someone. This is one of the refugees trapped in San Rue, unable to leave because of the quarantine. You make some small talk and hear bitter, thinly veiled complaints about being trapped here. No interesting information is to be had. Okay then. Continuing to explore around. We'll have to look in there first, I imagine. Just to be sure. Nothing in there. Those are not mine. We're not going to take stuff, especially with that turret watching. They'd probably get angry. And we don't want the town to be angry at us. At least not yet, or anything. Looks like a merchant. San Rue has a small bazaar where local traders barter goods back and forth with the merchants on the ships. Because of the quarantine, it's a quiet, dispirited place. You meet a merchant who is trapped here trying to do what business he can, under the circumstances. He nods to you. Greetings, Shaper. Do you need any goods? Or do you have anything to sell? Well, we don't have anything to sell. What do you have to sell? Dried herbs. Ooh, perfect Fiorda scale. I think we'll... No, we don't need to buy it now. I think it's needed for one recipe, but I can't remember what. What does this say? Please do not feed or taunt the creations. Sorry, I had to do it. Seriously, how could I not? I mean, come on. You know you wanted to. You know you wanted to see it. Oh, here's the smithy. No town is complete without a blacksmith to keep the tools in good repair. This man's clothes have been permanently stained by soot and swamp muck. You guess that he has lived here for his entire life. He brushes his hair out of his eyes with his hand, leaving a dark streak on his forehead. Ah yes, welcome. I am Strange. What could a shaper want in my little shop? Strange? What? Who the hell names their kid Strange? What the? This guy's parents must have hated him. How have things been going lately? Badly. It wasn't enough that the monsters attacked us and the Shaper in charge couldn't do anything about it. Now good people have been driven into the wilds for telling the truth. And I don't care who knows I feel that way, Shaper. It's a shame, though. I was starting to trust the Shaper. He was going to help me with something before he forced people to rebel and then got paranoid. What were you going to do with the Shaper? He told me he has an enchanted forge somewhere. I don't know where. He said he was going to let me use it to try to make better weapons for killing the rogues. Too late for that now. Even if the thing with the rebels gets settled, I don't think the Shaper has it in him to trust regular people again. What is an enchanted forge? Don't ask me to explain it. Ask your own kind, or the ones who work for you. Ask Hawthorne back on Greenwood Isle. He lives not far east of the fort here. He's the one who taught me. Maybe he'll teach you. Where is the forge/anvil? No idea. In the Shaper's chambers somewhere, probably. I stay away from there. Yes, Shaper, what else do you want before I get back to work? Okay, what can we buy? An iron sword would be nice, but we'll save our coin. Okay, this place looks open. Looks like an apothecary. You strongly doubt that this woman grew up on this island. Her skin is pale and smooth, not worn by years of rain and muck. She is bundled up in a thickness of heavy wool clothes that seems excessive even for this damp climate. She seems very pleased to see another Shaper in town. Welcome to my shop, she says, gesturing at the bundles of herbs and bubbling pots. I'm Susanna. I'm an alchemist in this little town. How long have you lived here? A few years. Not long. Enough to make some money and get comfortable. Comfortable, that is, but somewhere besides in this muck pit. But if it weren't for the quarantine, I would have gotten out of here. Anywhere with people mad and foolish enough to reject the wisdom of the Shapers is not the place for me. What do you think of the rebellion? I think that you should punish them. Hard. Duania is too soft, I think. The only way your kind will be respected is to crush those who question you. In my humble opinion, Shaper. You don't like the swamp? Would you? Fair point. Anything else I can help you with? Potions, spores, company? How have the attacks affected business? Badly, of course. No gatherers out in the muck means no herbs, and that is bad for everyone. I haven't been able to make any new potions for a week. I was going to get some wiry moss from an alchemist I know, but it's not safe to travel. Perhaps I could get it for you in return for potions. She seemed surprised. Oh, I wouldn't want to take up a Shaper's valuable time, but if you were passing by, the alchemist's name is Fainlu. He lives in a hut between here and the Greenwood docks. You should have a bundle of wiry moss for me. I found Fainlu's hut. He's dead. No wiry moss. She looks upset about this, though not very. I told him that he shouldn't stay out there. Duania said I wasn't safe. Stubborn fellow. That'll teach him to trust the Shapers. But if the wiry moss wasn't there, I imagine he hadn't picked it up yet. It was in a shop at the Greenwood docks. Wait. She locates the key and hands it to you, smiling sweetly. If it doesn't put you out too much, you can find the wiry moss at the docks. This key will help you get it. Okay, we will grab them and come back with them soon. Looks like we wasted a couple, you know, whatever they were called. Living tools. Yeah, we're leaving that closed. Right, let's take a look at the northwest. Like these buildings here. Then we'll go around and we'll save the big stone structure for last, since that's likely where Duania is. Ah, the drying shed. Alright then, let's see what's in the drying shed. Nothing in there. And a couple herbs in there. And nothing in there. And herbs in there. Not much else. I guess this place just... Yeah, I guess this is the result. There's a lone woman sitting in this hut, cooking her meal. She wears thick leather clothes stained with green. There's a baton at her side. Judging from the tools scattered around the room, she must be a gatherer. She looks up when you approach. Well, Shaper, I see you have seen fit to break into my home. I am Michelin. What do you want from me? Are you a gatherer? I am, and I have been for most of my life. I know the paths and ways of the swamp, where to look to find spices to flavor dishes back on Terrestia. Terrestia is the continent this island chain is next to. And, of course, where to find the herbs used in experiments by you lot. Do you know where I might find some useful herbs? Oh yes, many places. But as you clearly do not know, it is the height of rudeness to ask a gatherer where her best hunting spots are. Such questions are never answered honestly. Can you give me any advice for searching the swamps? Go armed! Do you know anything of the monsters or the rebellion? What I do know of the monsters is that they are Shaper creations, and they are dangerous. I am sure I have you lot to thank for my being trapped in my home, instead of making a living. As for the rebellion, I know that it is the response of desperate people who are simply not being helped by your kind to destroy the vile creatures created by your kind. What do you say to that? I wish I didn't have to choose between these two. On the one hand, yeah, I do wish that we could have done more. But at the same time, we do need to be careful. If we do something that makes things worse, that's horrible. Perhaps the Shapers have not done enough for you. If that is the case, maybe I can make things better. This unexpected display of humility impresses her, but only for a moment. We will see, Shaper. We have had enough displays of arrogance and dishonesty from your kind in the past to be skeptical. Okay. This door is probably fairly heavily locked, I'd imagine. Oh, or not. But then there's nothing in there. Okay. Just a townswoman. This looks like the inn. Not surprisingly, the inn is full of people trapped by the quarantine. They sit here, drinking small beer and being served by one incredibly overworked innkeeper. The many customers soon find themselves being neglected. When she sees that there is a Shaper in her inn, she gives most of her attention to you. Hello, I am Lizette. Please, let me know if you need anything. She is getting towards middle age, with a stout body and graying hair. She also looks very upset. It's more than just the rush of customers that is bothering her. What do you offer here? All our rooms are busy, I'm afraid. We have drinks, though, and food. Please tell me what I can do to keep you happy. There's food. There's drinks. I don't need anything. Are you alright? What is wrong? She debates whether to tell you. It is my husband. My foolish husband. He went with them. With who? The rebels. He was a friend to that malcontent Lankin. Followed him out into the swamp. And now you are here. Please, I am afraid of what you will do. Do? To my husband. And the other rebels. Please be merciful. Please do not destroy them. They are poor and hungry and desperate. Have mercy. I will be merciful if I can. She smiles. You are kind, Shaper. I knew you would be merciful. Everyone said you might. By the way, my husband's name is Darnor. Should you meet him, should you see him among the rebels, tell him I am thinking of him, and that I wish he was home. She turns to bend over one of the bubbling pots for a bit so that nobody can see her weep. And in here is, well, it's just where everyone is staying. All the beds and the like. Living tool to open that, and that opened up. You know what? Let's use this living tool we grabbed to open this locked one. Oh, we got stuff we can sell. Good. Definitely worth it. Let's see. Next, this building over here. Wonder what's in there. Servile quarters. Ah. You meet San Rue's Servile Watcher. Most towns have one. Serviles aren't usually watched by Shapers directly. There is no need. They are sufficiently intelligent and independent to do their menial labor on their own. All they generally need is someone to keep them dressed and fed and keep them from wandering off. Like this woman. She looks very agitated, though. You note that all of the Serviles are currently here in their quarters instead of out working. The woman approaches you. She doesn't look like she's gotten much sleep lately. I am Arabella. Greetings, Shaper. I could really use the opinion of one of your kind. Things have been difficult here lately. I see you are looking after the Serviles. Yes, Shaper, and it is quite a job. You know how Serviles are when rogues are around. This is true. Rogue creations terrify Serviles beyond all reason. They have not been able to work properly for weeks. They usually even refuse to leave their quarters. So I try to keep them calm and look after them. It has not been easy. I am glad you are here, actually. I would like your opinion. How should I treat the Serviles when they start to panic? You should let them hide in here and comfort them as best you can. Hopefully someday the rogues will be gone. Arabella nods, though she doesn't look very happy. That is a kinder course, I suppose. I do not enjoy disciplining or beating the poor creatures. It's not their fault that they are scared. But without their work, the streets are filthy and things are starting to fall apart. Oh, I do hope that the rogues are chased off soon. Have the rogues caused you any problems? Not directly. They do not dare enter town, but their presence, even of a few of them, terrifies the serviles. Yeah, nothing we can really learn from that. Yeah, 2 living tools to open that. It's probably just storage. And this says shipping storage. Keep out. Oop. The door was unlocked. Well, okay, it was locked, but, you know. Heh. And nothing in that one. Okay. Oh, wait, actually, bags of meal and bags of meal. Okay, nothing in those. Alright. Now, let us go speak with Duania. Let's hear the Shaper's side of the story. Oh wait, there's someone here. You meet Vandrin again. He's the warrior you met on the road down here. He seems pleased to see that you made it to San Rue safely. Hello, friend Shaper. You just managed to catch me in time. Was just stopping here for more ammunition. He pats the baton hanging from his belt. I was just about to go on the hunt again. Where are you going to go hunting next? I was going to head west. He looked serious for a moment. It's a sad story. 8 of our soldiers went west into the woods, giving chase to some rogues. They all went into a cave. Only one came out again. That is bad enough, but the soldiers were carrying something and the head Shaper wants us to get it back. They entered a cave? Yeah, a pit in the ground in the woods to the west. They got overconfident. The one that came back out said that the rogues were hiding down there, swarmed them from all sides. What are you doing while you're in town? Sleeping in a real bed, getting supplies. Good bit of drinking, I expect. Also, Norrell asked me to train some of his troops, give them lessons in the stuff that's been keeping me alive. Can you train me? Vandrin looks uncomfortable. I'm sorry, Shaper. Norrell told me that Duania heard you had been saying some things against the Shapers. He asked me to not train you until it was straightened out. Superiors, orders, what can you do? Okay then. You enter the only stone building in San Rue. This is obviously a shaping hall. This is where the Shaper Master of San Rue does his work, creating the creatures that serve and defend this small village. There are 3 large creations standing at the west wall, waiting. They watch you with dull eyes as you walk by. They must be waiting to be called out in case of an attack. The smell of essence is heavy, and you can feel the magic in the air on your skin. You haven't felt this safe or comfortable since you left the school. Well, alright then. There's someone here. You meet San Rue's captain of the guard. He is old and gray. He probably hasn't wielded the sword at his hip in years, but he has accumulated a lot of wisdom over the years, which is why, even though he's an outsider, Duania keeps him nearby. He bows to you slightly. He doesn't look too impressed to see another Shaper around. Welcome to you. I am Norrell. I look after the guards here, or I do when they're in town, which isn't often. It's good to have more help here. Duania was rather excited when he heard that you'd arrived. I hope you can assist us with all of our problems. What do you do here? Well, I direct the human warriors. Though they spend most of their time out on patrol, the humans wander around looking for monsters and rebels, and Duania defends the town. So I mainly advise the Shaper and take care of what small jobs I can do around here. There aren't many guards here now? Not human guards, Duania's creations. I pity anyone who tries to attack this town. I've seen what they can do. Duania can't really control his monsters when they're sent out of town. That's why they guard here and humans patrol. Tell me about the rebellion. Oh, that is a sore spot. I think Duania would rather tell you about it himself. He doesn't like us outsiders talking about it. Suffice it to say, some of us regular people thought Duania should do more. They didn't realize he was at his limits. An idiot named Lankin hit Duania and then ran off into the swamp with a bunch of other idiots. What sort of small jobs do you do? I take care of the standard irritating disagreements, petty theft, drunkenness, and stupidity you see in any small town. Keep people from fighting, mend fences, and so on. And there's another job I've been given by Duania, and I can't get it done. It's a real aggravation. What job is that? Well, we have known for some time that the rebels have had a spy in the town, letting them know what Duania is doing, where the patrols are going, and so on. But I haven't been able to figure out who it is. If you should find out who it might be, I would appreciate it if you let me know. We won't kill him or her, but we want to drive the spy out of town at the least. Yes, Shaper, what else would you like to know? Tell me about Duania. He lowers his voice and looks to make sure his master isn't listening. I've been working with him for a few years. He's a good sort, but the things that have been happening have been, well, a real strain on him. Very hard. I know your kind pretends you are all-powerful, but I've been around you for years. I know the truth. You can do a lot, but not everything. But it was the rebellion that really took the most out of Duania. What do you think of the rebels? They're fools, but some of those fools have been my friends for many years. I hope their punishment when it comes is not too severe. What would you do about the rebels if you could? Norrell is silent for a long while. He turns to make sure Duania isn't listening. I think that the situation might be made much better. If someone went to Lankin and told him that Duania would forgive all if he was merely imprisoned for a month, and he agreed, this whole crisis might be ended simply and without violence. I could not travel to contact the rebels to say that, but someone else might. That is all I can say about that. In all honesty, that's fairly fair. Sure, he punched Duania in the face, but yeah, imprisonment for a month? I don't know, I admit, I don't really know what the law is here in America, or in other countries, wherever you might be, regarding being arrested for assault, but imprisonment for a month, it seems fairly fair. Maybe 2 months. 1 or 2 months. It seems fair enough, in my opinion. Suppose someone did want to deliver this message, where would they go? To the northeast corner of the island, but that person should not let Duania know that we are dealing with the rebels. That is a sore spot for Duania. How have things been going against the rogues? Slowly. They flooded out of the north. They took over most of the island. Many people died, but between the bravery of my soldiers and Duania's powers, we've held them to a standstill. That is why we are so glad you are here. Duania plans to make sure you help us. I want to kill more rogues. Can you give me supplies to help me do it? I'm sorry, Shaper. We have no supplies to spare. Nothing. Everything is out with our troops in the field. You don't believe him, and you immediately confront him. He doesn't know his place if he thinks he can lie to a Shaper. Taken aback, he says, Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the supply cabinet in the barracks. I'll make sure that is unlocked for you. Thank you. Can you tell me about the locked door behind these halls? I cannot. Duania made sure I have a key in case anything ever happens to him, but I do not know what secrets he keeps down there. Can I borrow the key? Norrell looks surprised. Do you have any idea how much trouble I would be in if Duania found out I gave the key away? Oh no, I couldn't. And nobody else has a key? Well, one did, but he was lost. He was chasing some rogues into a cave to the west, and... Never mind, I don't want to talk about it. That's all for now, thanks. All honesty, it really does seem a fair punishment. If we can take care of all the problems, that would be good. Still, there's a lot we need to talk about, and a lot we need to do. For now, let's talk with Duania. Like most villages, San Rue was sent a Shaper to run things and make creations to help and protect the town. You approach the Shaper Master of San Rue. You can't help but be shocked by his appearance. He is a young man, only a few years older than you, though clearly more skilled. Training counts for a lot. However, he looks exhausted. He was not properly prepared for the assault on this island, and he knows it. The strain is wearing him down. He seems very happy to meet another of his kind. Ah, at last! Another Shaper to keep me company, to share my burden. At this point, even our apprentice is most welcome. I am Duania, Master Shaper of San Rue, and truly you have come at the worst of times. Approach, let me tell you what has been happening. Tell me what has been happening. He waves his hand. Well, you just came from Greenwood Isle, from what I hear, so you know most of it. We have the same problem. Rogues, many of them, from out of nowhere. Like on Greenwood, our rogues come from the north. Of course, I wasn't prepared for this. Nobody was, but especially not me. This is my first posting as a Shaper Master. They sent me here because I was supposed to be undemanding. But I have managed to secure the town and the southern extent of the island and the docks. I told everyone to retreat to safety, and that should have been enough until reinforcements came. What happened then? Then? Pfft! He spits angrily into the pot by his seat. Then Lankin happened. He's the leader of the gatherers, the outsiders who hunt the swamps for herbs and the like. Or he styles himself as their leader. He didn't want to wait with the gatherers in their encampment. Feeding him and keeping him safe wasn't enough. He wanted to get back to work, running around in the mud looking for fungus. He came to me. He insisted I call up some sort of army and clear the island. Demanded! Of me! Of course I refused. Greta whispers to you. I would like to know why he refused to help the outsiders. Why did you refuse? Duania looks annoyed. Oh, don't tell me you are like the rest of those fools, thinking we shapers are gods, bearing unlimited power, thinking I can just wave my hand and solve everything forever. I am young, I am not in my full power. I admit it, if I created the sort of force they demand, I would not be able to control it. I would be making rogues, not defeating them. You know the laws as well as I. It is one of our firmest rules. Create only that which you can control. Otherwise, you just make the problem worse. Greta doesn't look like she is entirely satisfied with this explanation, but she chooses to remain silent. What happened when you refused? Lankin, this gatherer, this outsider, he struck me! He dared to lay a hand on me! Alwyn gasps, horrified. I do not need to tell you that much of our power lies not in our magic, but in our aura of authority. In the respect which we maintain, if I let this go without a response, how can I continue to command here in this time of crisis? So I ordered him arrested. I do not know what punishment I would have decided on, but something was definitely called for. I see. Then what happened? Duania looks disappointed. He clearly hoped for a bit more support from you. Then the rebellion began. How did they rebel? Lankin fled into the swamps. Not long after that, dozens of gatherers followed him. But not, of course, before they stole weapons and batons. All were given weapons and batons by sympathetic guards. They are all up there now, hiding in the northeast corner of the island. I do not have the strength to command the guards, maintain my creations, protect the city and docks, and chase them down, all at the same time. His hands grip the arms of his chair so tightly that the knuckles turn white. Just for a moment, his voice becomes a wail, betraying the pressure he has been under for weeks. I can't! I don't have the strength! Then, in a moment, he regains his composure. Like all proper shapers, his emotions can't get the best of him for long. So I am glad you are here. I need your help. What do you want from me? I can hold the rogues to a standstill. You can defeat them. If I support you, you can kill them. If the rogues are gone, all the problems go with them. The attacks, Lankin supporters, the loss of faith of the people, all solved. I am glad you are here. Without your help, I will be able to not fail. More than anything, I must not fail. I would be glad to help. I am eager to fight rogues. Excellent! Then we have many, many things to discuss. I have talked long enough. What would you like to know? What would you like me to do about the rogues? Destroy them, or more accurately, destroy whatever is creating and controlling them. They are too crafty and organized to be uncontrolled, but too erratic to be directed by a shaper. Whatever it is, we will not be safe until it is dead. It must be an abomination. If you do this for me, I will help you in any way I am capable of, including allowing you to travel off this island. What should I look for it? Where should I look for it? The best place to hunt, I think, would be the northwest corner of the island. That is where the attacks began, and the only place I have not been able to get when my troops and creations. What you should look for once there, I can't say. The rogues are easy to find. The creator, perhaps not so much. Can you give me any supplies to help me? I don't see why not. Talk to Norrell. He's the commander of my human forces. You might be able to pry something out of him. Surely there is some shaper equipment you can spare, considering what a favor I am doing for you. You managed to be very convincing. Oh, alright. I'll have my shaving chamber unlocked for you. It's to the south. You can take what you find in there. Okay, I could use some reinforcements when I attack. Oh, no, that I cannot do. You must understand, both my human forces and my powers as a shaper are stretched to the limit. I can send nothing to help you. This you will have to do with what forces you can find on your own. Then if I fail because you didn't help me, you will be alone. Alone among the rogues and the rebels. Duania is silent for a moment, thinking. The image of being by himself again, surrounded by hostile forces, clearly upsetting to him. He looks up at you. It is possible that I can lend you some help. I think I see a way. I can send a creation or two up to the swamp near where the rogues are coming from. I will tell them to obey you, but they will be out of my direct control. You will have to use your power and authority to command them, and if they go rogue, you will have to destroy them. The creations will be waiting in a grove at the southern end of the northern peninsula the rogues are on. I will have them left by the water on the eastern shore. I will get to work on having them created and transported as soon as you leave here. And do not ask for more help. This is the farthest extent of what I can do for you. I would like to travel to a different island. I understand. I am sure you would like to get to Dono's Island and see Lord Rahul. Everyone wants to see Lord Rahul. Everyone thinks Lord Rahul can solve everything. And I would be glad to let you pass. But first I need you to help me with my problems. I could use some training. Duania thinks for a bit, then he slowly shakes his head. Shaper, I have heard some upsetting things. Some of the things that you have been saying have gotten back to me. I am quite concerned about your loyalty to our cause. I will provide you with magical training since you are the only new potential ally I have had since the crisis began. I feel I should help you that much. But I will not teach you more of the secrets of the Shapers, not until your words make me more comfortable with your dedication to our ways. Alright, what can we learn? Heal, yeah, that needs to be improved. War Blessing we can improve, and the rest we have no use for. Actually, I suppose we can train that. Maybe we can use it? I don't know. Okay. There's a rogue shaper wandering the islands. He listens with interest as you talk about Latalia and what you have learned. Then he shakes his head. Considering what I have seen in the last few weeks, I would not be surprised if a rogue shaper has been acting on this island. However, I have not seen any such shaper or heard reports of any sightings. I can't help you. Could you tell me about the locked door behind this hall? Duania shakes his head. Please stay away from there. That is where I carry out my private research and store certain items which don't have anything to do with you. Let's talk about the rebels. I have said all about them I care to say. What else is there to say? When the island needed for all of us to band together, they betrayed me, attacked me, would not listen to reason. Let them hole up in their swamp with the cold and the rot for all I care. Lankin will be punished for his act. Until that happens, no peace for them. Where are the rebels located? Duania suddenly looks very suspicious. Why? Why do you want to know? Why do you want to waste time on them? If you must know, they are on the peninsula at the northeast corner of the isle. But they are just at the heart of it a bunch of outsiders, swamp dwellers, unimportant. Perhaps I can meet with the rebels, see what they want. What? A shaper stooping to negotiations? No. I will be merciful to them when they surrender, but they will surrender. That is the only appropriate conclusion. Jeez. So picky. Ah, and this is the, oh, we can get some stuff in here. Like this essence pod. Discipline 1, pen and ink, research notes, shaper equipment. Nothing else of real use in here except... Ooh, blessing crystal. Well, that's everything there. I think I know who the spy is. We'll have to go talk with her. And we shall do just that. Because really, I am looking for someone who has been spying on this village for the rebels. Can you tell me anything about that? She jumps up. Only that your intrusion in my house has continued long enough. You were the spy bothering honest folk with Norrell's paranoia. I know nothing of it. It is time for you to leave. You have little trouble seeing through her deceit. She knows something. However, you will not be able to get it out of her with words. You will need to find some sort of evidence. Well, maybe if we talk around to people, we'll find some information. Hopefully. Say, you wouldn't have heard of anyone in town who's been helping the rebels, would you? No, I haven't heard anything at all. Now, Shaper, I have real work to do. Good day. He returns to his forge and starts furiously hammering at a dented shovel. Okay, then. What about you? I am looking for someone working for the rebels. Heard anything? I don't think Norrell didn't already ask me. If I knew anything about those traitors, be sure that I would tell you, but I've learned nothing yet. Alright then, what about the innkeeper? I am looking for someone who has been spying on this village for the rebels. Can you tell me anything about that? Another thing, and I don't know anything about what Norrell asked me either. I guess talking to people doesn't show anything. I guess we do need to find some piece of evidence that would say things. Maybe in the drying shed. Possible. Doesn't look to be anything in there. Possibly in here? I don't know. Let's see. Actually, there's probably not. Yeah, we can see through her, but we can't get anything from her, so... Oh well. I guess that's that. Let's go sell these dried herbs and get the other herbs. Wiry Moss, that's it. That's what was asked for. Hello there. I found some wiry moss. She collects the moss eagerly. Finally, I can get back to work! Something of value can be produced in this muck pit. And don't think I have forgotten. Here. She fetches several vials from her stock. These will help you with, well, whatever you're doing now. Speed, essence, and major healing pod. Ooh, very nice. Actually, we probably don't need the thorn baton. The venom baton would be enough. So, yeah, I think I'll do just that. I wish we knew how to find that spy, but oh well. Next episode, I think we'll find a way to make our way north to talk with the gatherers. See if we can find a way to solve this issue without, you know, without people dying or anything. We shall be diplomats! But that'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I am Chester44. That is Evan, Alwyn, Greta, Vavik, and Min. This has been a Geneforge 3 Let's Play, and I will see you all next time.